haven't done anything yet, I get applause. So thank you very much. You are too kind and too generous. Tim, Art, thank you very much for inviting us to present about our technology here with the distinguished guest. So at VirtuSense Technologies, we are helping to save lives by reducing falls that occur in the senior community and by helping to protect athletes from injuries. Now, we take a predictive approach to injury prevention and sports performance using machine vision, machine learning, and data analytics. As a result, we have very easy to understand solutions that help you understand the human movement. Now, the company developed its core capabilities over 5 years using a $2 million grant from the U.S. Department of Defense. This year, we will be profitable with $700,000 in sales. We are raising $1 million in investment round, of which $700,000 has already been committed. Now, the opportunity to transform care is enormous. Each year, 2.4 million seniors fall and injure themselves and go to the emergency department, of which 26,000 seniors will die as a result. Moreover, there's 1.9 million sports-related injuries in this country. Now, just these two together add $80 billion of cost to the healthcare system. Now, the challenge to be able to assess, diagnose, and manage these clinical evaluations are very difficult for the reason it's very subjective, it's difficult, and it's unreliable. And it takes a long time too. But companies with resources, such as a motion capture lab, even then, it takes time, it takes money, it takes specialists like a biomechanist to be able to capture and analyze all this data. Last year, we were at the Andrews Institute down in Gulf Breeze, Florida, and we were having a conversation. And the executive director there shared that, hey, just last week, we had Lindsey Vaughn come in to look at our needs. And we took several hours of screening, having her do all these movement analysis, and then we told her we'll have a report back to you in about 2 weeks. Very comprehensive. And he saw what we did and said, wow, this is real-time analysis. This is fantastic. So our technology is this. Again, this is an athlete doing a evidence-based test. It's a depth jump down, jump right back up. He's not wearing any markers. Yet, just like that, we're able to capture the angles, the velocity, the distance all over time. So we provide objective data. And the value proposition that we're offering is, as you witnessed, it's very quick and easy to use, provides the objective, and it helps the clinicians provide data-driven insights, right? And put together a treatment plan. We're also helping to do is be very proactive towards your injury prevention and management, not reactive. As you can imagine, spending $100 to do a screening will save a lot more than spending $10,000 down the line to be able to fix and treat that injury. Another value proposition that we offer is that we're developing sport-specific and position-specific normalized data so that you can compare as an athlete where you are compared to your peers. And overall, with every client that's using this, it's mentioned that the best thing is our athletes love it. They're highly engaged. They're busy, they want to get on the field, but they can't wait until just try to compete, out-jump each other or see what their degree of flexion is or range of motion. So these are the value propositions that we offer. Now, the business model. The customer segments that we're going after are above. Initially, we're going after the pro teams and the marquee sports teams. And from there, with the marketing, we can build credibility and go down to the high schools, go down to the gymnasium, to the healthcare clubs, sports forum centers. If you add all those facilities or business organizations up, it's over 120,000 businesses. Now, we have two pricing models. One is a equipment sales, the other is recurring subscription. But actually, subscription model. But either, whether it's sales or recurring model, there's a fee that's continuous streaming fees. So for the Virtue Sports, sell for $15,000 for the equipment, and there's a $2,500 annual service fee, which includes cloud access, cloud data, management dashboard. It is a dashboard. For example, if you are an Athletico with over 300 locations, and you want to be able to capture what is happening in all my Chicago area versus my St. Louis area, you can see that through the management dashboard. For Alternatively, if you're more of a private practice that's conducting these running analysis or jump analysis, and you don't have $15,000 right now to spend, or you just want to see if this is something that's going to have that ROI, we give you $799 per month for with a 1-year contract. So it's flexible that way. And for Virtue Pro is, if you think of the Virtue Sports, we have evidence-based tests that do jump analysis, depth analysis, power, explosiveness, everything. But for Virtue Pro, we put that in a package that's a self-serving kiosk. It's an athlete walks up to the station monitor and clicks on his profile. It tells you what screenings or what tests you have to do today. And it captures that and it tracks your progress. Right? So that is $89,000 upright plus $5,000 a year. Or alternatively, if you want a monthly model, it's $3,500 a month with a 1-year subscription. Now, the go-to-market plan. So that's why we're here. Strategic relationships. We understand that people here know people that we can help with our injury prevention and sports performance features. So strategic relationships is one key way for us to go to market. Another is industry conferences like the athletic training conferences or strength and conditioning coaches, physical therapy conferences. But referrals is also another key source, client testimonials. And here,
hi, my name is Robbie Sika, and I work as a sports science consultant for the National Basketball Players Association, the Minnesota Timberwolves, Washington Wizards, and the Minnesota Vikings. I'm also the lead clinical research scientist at Tree Orthopedic Center and a private practice anesthesiologist. Currently, I work with multiple teams to assess and utilize technology for the purposes of monitoring player load, monitoring player fatigue, player effort, and I work with analytics and medical departments to understand injury risks and to take that information and turn it into tangible return to play and return to performance programs for athletes. Well, over the last few months, we've started to use VirtuSense technology and their approach and their technology to assess baseline information for our Minnesota Vikings players. And one of the things we found is that over the course of a period of time, players' range of motion, flexibility, and agility can change. And how that changes depends upon the individual as well as depends upon the position. VirtuSense provides an easy-to-utilize technology that can be repeated both at home or as well as when we're on the road, and it can be used to guide both return to play and return to performance. It helps us assess players' injury risk using tests such as the Y balance or drop jump to look at ACL injury risk. We can use the squat test to look at the flexibility and agility, and we can use their drop jump second jump test to look at their explosive behavior. The challenges of the current approaches and other technology that exist in the marketplace are many pieces of technology require markers, they require multiple cameras, they require you to be in a specific type of room, they provide massive amounts of data that are very difficult to ascertain what actually is the real data versus what is noise. Information that can be provided is oftentimes disorganized and the user interface is not always easy. We found that VirtuSense answers virtually every one of those concerns by providing an almost self-run 2-minute test that can be repeated in multiple environments and requiring markerless motion capture. Our goal with many of these pieces of technology is to be able to provide something that a player can almost run themselves, and we've been able to find that using VirtuSense. Using the remote control, it's almost dummy-proof, and that's really provided us with something that we feel like we're able to run through a large number of players in a short period of time. We chose VirtuSense over some of the other camera-based and similar technologies because of ease of use and because the user interface was so strong. We've also found that the customer support and the support from the infrastructure of the company has just been outstanding as we've tried to develop this technology and really customize it for what we're trying to do with the Minnesota Vikings.
So competitive analysis, as Dr. Sika mentioned, there's an ease of use and it's very quick. Also pricing, we're very competitive compared to others. If you look at the camera-based motion capture and the phone/tablet market segment, we're very competitive in terms of objectivity, quick screening, and the predictive aspect. Current status, University of Iowa previously took them half day to screen their entire soccer team for ACL prevention, knee jumps. They did it in 20 minutes. As a result, they took this to the football team to get this screened. University of Louisville, women's soccer team, again, half a day, but they did it in 20 minutes. Now they're bringing it to the basketball team. Minnesota Vikings, you just mentioned. Elevate and Proactivity Associates are more of the outpatient physical rehab. financial projections, next year, we're projected to double to 1.3 million in sales. And in 2018, we'll be profitable. Those are the key points for the financials. And management, I can invite Deepak Nadapani over. So I'm the CEO. My experience prior to joining VirtuSense is that I have 5 years of experience with a $1 billion venture creation firm in Boston. Deepak is the founder of the company. He's invented something that you and I use all the time. In fact, when you go back to the airport and fly back home, he's the guy who invented the airport people screening for the explosives. So he's a world-class scanning and expert. Thank him. I'm sure he's fortunate. And Sohail Aslam, he is our VP of Engineering. He had experience leading a team of 100 engineers at Philips Healthcare. He's experienced in HIPAA-compliant cloud and building scalable architecture. Our ask is $300,000, as mentioned. And what do we use it for? We're going to build a sales team, the client service team, and we're going to hire additional developers to really scale our growth. And again, the key is really for strategic relationships for Stadia and Stanford.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We can get the microphones going and questions, hands in the air.
Over here.
Right side.
Over here.
Right side.
Is there any intellectual property around what you guys built?
Yes, we have core technology patents on the real core technology of tracking with markerless in for fall prevention and in sports, and we filed IP 3.5 years back.
And they're not pending,
They're pending right now.
This in the back.
Thanks. Could you explain how the technology works?
Yes, we basically take any 3D cameras that use time-of-flight or stereoscopic 3D, and we do total 3D reconstruction out of those, and we track anything that moves. People, objects, anything in 3D. If it's a person, we further break down the person into 26 different joints on the body, and we track each of those joints real time at 30 frames per second currently in 3D.
Hi, thank you. Great job, David. On the financial side, who's helping you with your forecasting? Who runs that part of the show? And tell me about how you got to your forecast.
Sure, the forecast is done by management, Deepak and myself, as well as our board of directors.
Is there a financial person on your board? Is there a banker, CPA? What's the makeup of the board?
So the makeup of the board is the chairman of a global consulting firm. And there's also
The state senator.
senator who's invested in over 50 startup companies.
I have a question as it relates, at the top of the presentation, what got my attention, this isn't sports related, but it's the predictive analytics around elderly folks that fall. That seems to be a huge opportunity. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about how is this, where are you using this technology for, are you trying to mitigate falls, or rehab?
That's correct. So the way we started is from physical therapists. They're doing balance assessments. It's very evidence-based. They're using their eyes subjectivity. So we just interviewed a lot of them. We created a system, and then they bought it. And that, to your point, that's where we first started in the healthcare space, reducing falls. And that static balance went to more dynamic gait analysis to, again, high correlation with falls, which led to continued jump analysis. So the projections that we have right now, most of that revenue is from selling the balance and gait and functional assessment tool.
So we do, 3-pronged approach actually. We do assessments, that's what we're currently selling, and we have protection, which is our sports technology, and prevention, which we are piloting currently in a 300-bed hospital to reduce falls in a hospital, which will be transferred into homes of seniors, 30 million homes of seniors. It's a compact technology that's going to reduce falls and track activities of daily living automatically and implement the doctors on the time.
Now, when you're raised, are you looking to set up dedicated teams? I mean, those are two separate go-to-market strategies.
Exactly.
On your strategic partnerships, particularly with pro teams, I can see why the teams would like to get that information. But are the players themselves, are they willingly participating? Because if I'm an agent or a player, I'm not so sure I want to participate in that.
Sure.
The team that information.
Right, but at the same time, the way we're going about this is saying we're helping you to get better. Don't you want to know where you are currently and where you're going to be? For example, if I'm injured as a player, before I return to play, I want to make sure I'm safe so that Derek Rose, 2 years back, he blew out his knee. There's a worry, is he going to come back? Is he going to come back? And he shut it down, and everybody's clamoring for him to come back for the playoffs. No, because the agent and Derek Rose wanted to make sure there's a long-term investment in sound in terms of we want to make sure he comes back when he's ready, not for a short term.
And just to add on, we are about preventing the injuries from happening. You're not saying you're going to get injured, you're saying you're at high risk of doing that, so you need to go through the strengthening and training exercises to potentially avoid a big injury. So it's actually helping the players.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how the company is structured. I see that you're an LLC. Do you have any institutional investors?
No, we do not have any institutional investors. We have angel investors.
Quick question for you as well. You're raising $300,000 in this round. Projections for 17. Show a loss of 795 or so.
That's reflecting the increased operational expenses, hiring sales, development, and client services.
Is there a plan for all of this current round to accelerate the growth?
Sure.
300 is not going to cover 700 loss next year, so what's the fallout of the time of the next round?
Right, that's exactly. Our plan is that we are profitable this year. In fact, about 10 days ago, we closed a $421,000 sale to sell 20 systems. So, we've validated the model, it's repeatable. We believe that we can fund a lot of what we're trying to do with our operating cash.
And actually, we are raising $1 million total, and $700,000 of the million is committed, and $300 is uncommitted right now.
Share a little bit about your camera technology.
We actually take off-the-shelf cameras, and our algorithms are the key. Mission vision and mission learning is what we do best. We use VirtuSense to Microsoft Connect to Zcam from Japan. We use bunch of technologies for various applications.
Can you talk to me a little bit about private payer insurance plans, and is that part of your model? Because I see I like what you're doing, but there's a price resistance factor there that I would be concerned about long term, and how that is scalable from looking at private payer insurance programs or even Medicare, et cetera. This is perfect for preventative care, which is really big right now.
Right, so in terms of Medicare, we're looking at now the fall reduction area, and when we work with skilled nursing homes or hospitals, any of the health systems, because of the whole trend towards bundle payment, they are incentivized to reduce the cost. And what we found is that when we go speak with a rehab group within a skilled nursing home, they can take the data of here's where, when the doctors send the patients to the skilled nursing home, here's where they were. With 2 weeks of rehab, here's where they are now. So they can objectively demonstrate the progress that the rehab group has made, showing the value of the skilled nursing home rehab to the healthcare system. So the healthcare system sees that they can reduce money in that way. In fact, the hospitals have realized that approximately 60% of their cost is in that whole rehab with the nursing homes. So they're trying to identify a short list of efficient and innovative nursing homes that can help reduce their costs. So this technology is perfect for it. That's why we gain traction with the skilled nursing home.
Last question.
Sounded from the video interview like the entree to the right via the doctor that you had up on the screen. What do you see as the marketing channel getting into sports? Is it directly with the teams, is it through doctors, who then bring it to the team? How do you envision that marketing channel working?
Right, so actually, the way we got to the doctor was we were at the NFL Combines and we were exhibiting there. And we got our hustling, and the Vikings were one of the teams that we got. And Dr. Sika happened to be the lead speaker for the technology innovation in the NFL. He was presenting, and the Vikings and another company we talked to said that, hey, what do you think about VirtuSense? I had no idea what VirtuSense is. I had a call him. So they called us, we gave him a web demo. He loved it. He says, everybody should be using this. So industry conference is a channel, and then Dr. Sika is now a referral or an evangelist. Those are strategic partnerships or word of mouth referrals or trade shows have been our channels of getting our clients.
David, you are off the hot seat.
Thank you very much.